Every so often, when I feel tired of the world, like all the way down there, I find the tallest tree I can and I can I just climb it. Thinking about all the possibilities life could bring, all the challenges, especially now with me almost becoming a senior. I think sometimes about how pointless it all seems just when I sit up in this branch, holding on for however long. And I think, wow, looking at the roof of this, at the top of birds, places that most people never see, at perspectives they would never even imagine. And I just think there's no spot quite like it down on the surface. I could find a nice spot under a tree, a rock, or even just like a busy highway that blocks out all the noise, but no. Those places don't really give me much comfort. I wish they did. It'd be a lot simpler, but at least this keeps me fit. But as I'm thinking about it, everyone has their own unique lives, their struggles, their dreams, and their aspirations. But then, when I actually think about it, I can't tell if I'm the only real person or I'm just paranoid. Looking at all the parts of my childhood, as that is slowly coming to an end, I further think. And the more I think about it, the more I realize me stressing about it is nothing too out of the ordinary. I'm scared of marching band and the challenges that will bring. I'm the most scared currently of the ACT, but also of swimming in the winter. As although I am okay at swimming, I need to be the best at it this year. But I also need to realize it's the most scared I'm ever in any sport. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I try to practice every day, and I try to realize and get myself psyched up every single morning. But then, what's the point of doing something if you're not scared of it? I guess sometimes it gives you clarity. Getting so familiar with something that doing something so scary, so frightening, really doesn't seem too bad. And there's so much I want planned in my life that I'm worried I might never do, simply because I don't know if I'm strong enough to do it. I constantly feel sad about the fact that I don't believe I have any close friends. I have so many people I would take a bullet for, or go to them in their time of need, but I don't think there's many people who would do it to me. And that's what kind of makes it worse, going into the uncertainty. Feeling that you have no one to go alongside with. How tomorrow I start school. This is the last summer I ever had before I turn 18, before I'm an adult. And it really makes me think even more about how I've been trying really hard especially recently, to make more friends. Well, I came back from Hawaii with a newfound sense of vigor, trying to do the best, but it still doesn't feel like it's enough. A lot of fun stuff I want to do, a lot of challenges I have to meet, a lot of things I don't know what happened, and I'll never know what tomorrow will bring. I might have a schedule planned, I might have people I know I'm going to see, but I'll never know how it's going to go. I can make pretty good guesses, but that's really it. But then it's all I've realized is, at the end of the day, have a plan set and do your best to follow it. Because in the end, you'll never know if it's actually going to work or not. All you can do is try to secure its chance of happening as much as possible. And that's really all you can do. It sounds depressing, especially to me, but it makes me feel a little bit better for like a few seconds, but still. Me thinking about how nothing's set in stone, how anything could happen, good or bad. And you can't always roll with the punches. Sometimes they'll really fucking hurt, and sometimes you'll cry. Sometimes you'll just want to hide in your room. Sometimes you'll waste away playing whatever game you want more than you should, and then you'll realize, oh crap, I've wasted half the day. But those are things you have to overcome. It's things I'm working on right now. And if I don't work on them, I'll be stuck in this little rut the rest of my life. And if there's one thing I can think of that's certain in the universe, is that I'm not going to stay in the rut I feel I'm in right now. And it only becomes more and more certain whenever I climb this tree. No matter how angry it gets Mom mad, no matter how much it seems like I'm risking my life, every single day I climb this tree, it's always to find and do something great. A lot of sirens. Don't think I can see them from here. There's a bird. Something's happening. Whatever it is, let's go back to the point. Although, I know I won't be stuck in this rut, because if I do, it's just gonna be a terrible life. Same reason why I keep thinking to myself how, despite how shitty it gets, I'm never gonna think about killing myself, because for a long time, even for now a little bit, I'm not living for myself, I'm living for the ones around me. Because I know if I die, it'll scar my mother, my dad, my stepmom, Amy, my Ezra, Noah, Aiden, Zoe, everyone I've ever known too. Because although I might not feel like I'm serving as much of a purpose right now, I know other people probably would love to see me every day, probably would miss me when I'm gone, and would probably eventually fear never remembering what I sound like. And somehow, although again that sounds really depressing, it makes me feel even better, because I know, although I'm not living for myself just yet, there are so many people who would be so glad to see me. And honestly, my hope is that whenever I look at this again, I'll be truly living for myself. I'll be living not just for others, but I'll feel like I serve a purpose too. As we all have some great purpose that we must fulfill. And currently, I don't know mine. I know I want to change the world, and I've had several ideas how to do it. But currently, it's not really set up, because you can't really do anything to change the world once you're in high school. But the more I think about it, once I'll set stuff up now, I'll make friends that hopefully will last lifetimes, and do work that hopefully will be remembered for years to come. I would like my name plastered in some history book where all can see, and I won't ever be forgotten. And if there's one thing I want to do, it's to live to 100. And there's a few things else that want to go past that. I want to change the world. Find a way to rekindle lost friendships. Find someone I love more than anything in the world. And truly make things a better place. So that way, when another kid climbs the same tree, and he looks at the sunrise or sunset right now, and maybe they're thinking the same thing as me, but I also want to know if things are okay. And you'll never know if things are okay. Best thing you can do is do a little bit each day. You know, you'll miss a few days, you'll screw up a lot of times. You'll really hate yourself sometimes too. But as long as you legitimately put yourself to making progress at something, it will get better. And although it's hard to do sometimes, and although it's a pain in the ass, it'll work. And I have so much confidence. If it's misplaced, it's misplaced. But right now, I think the confidence is put in the spot where I have so many dreams, and eventually they'll come true. As long as I keep putting the work in, at friends, at work, at regular work, and at school, and everything in between. I know it'll figure itself out. I know it'll work. And I know that everything will become just right. No matter how long it takes, I'll never know. But as I leave the tree coming back down to the real world, I might not be as full of clarity as I am up here, but I'll have a more set path, and I'll feel a lot better about the journey ahead. And that's really all I could ever ask for. A lot of things are happening for me. I'm glad they are. Now it's my job to not waste all the opportunities given, and to do the best I truly can. Senior year is tomorrow. I'll see friends, see family, and I'll do my best to make everything go right, despite all the problems. Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. Make things the best they possibly can. That's really all I can do.